श्री गुरवे नमः।
श्री गुरवे नमः।
श्री गुरवे नमः।
श्री गुरवे नमः।
आचार्यं मां विजानीयान् नावमन्येत कर्हिचित्। नमर्त्य बुद्ध्या सूयेत सर्वदेव मयो गुरुः। हे परम प्रियतम,
हे परम प्रियतम,
पूर्णतम पुरुषोत्तम श्री कृष्ण,
पूर्णतम पुरुषोत्तम श्री कृष्ण,
तुमसे विमुख होने के कारण,
तुमसे विमुख होने के कारण
अनादिकाल से हमने,
अनादिकाल से हमने
अनंतानंत दुख पाए,
अनंतानंत दुख पाए
एवं पा रहे हैं।
एवं पा रहे हैं।
पाप करते करते,
पाप करते करते
अंतःकरण इतना मलिन हो चुका है,
इतना मलिन हो चुका है
कि रसिकों द्वारा यह जानने पर भी कि तुम अपनी भुजाओं को पसारे, अपनी वात्सल्यमयी दृष्टि से हमारी प्रतीक्षा कर रहे हो। तुम्हारी शरण में नहीं आ पाता। हे अशरण शरण, तुम्हारी कृपा के बिना तुम्हें कोई जान भी तो नहीं सकता। ऐसी स्थिति में हे अकारण करुण, पतित पावन श्री कृष्ण, तुम अपनी अहेतुकी कृपा से ही हमको अपना लो। हे करुणा सागर, हम भुक्ति मुक्ति आदि कुछ नहीं मांगते। हमें तो केवल तुम्हारे निष्काम प्रेम की ही एकमात्र चाह है। हे नाथ, अपने विरध की ओर देखकर इस अधम को निराश न करो। हे जीवन धन, अब बहुत हो चुका। अब तो तुम्हारे प्रेम के बिना यह जीवन मृत्यु से भी अधिक भयानक है। अतएव प्रेम भिक्षाम देहि।
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 साकेत बिहारी श्री राघवेंद्र सरकार की
जय।
जय। वृंदावन बिहारी श्री यादवेंद्र सरकार की
जय।
श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। We will have chanting for some time and then we will have a live speech by Gopeshwari Devi ji. मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे। मेरे ठाकुर
गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरी ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरी ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरी ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरी ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर नीले नीले गोरी गोरी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर नीले नीले गोरी गोरी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर नीले नीले गोरी गोरी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर नीले नीले गोरी गोरी
राधे,
मेरी गोरी गोरी राधे,
मेरी गोरी गोरी राधे,
मेरी गोरी गोरी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नीले नीले गोरी गोरी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नीले नीले गोरी गोरी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नट खट भोरी भारी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नट खट भोरी बारी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नट खट भोरी भारी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नट खट भोरी बारी राधे,
मेरी भोरी भारी राधे,
मेरी भोरी बारी राधे,
मेरी भोरी भारी राधे,
मेरी भोरी बारी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नट खट भोरी भारी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर नट खट भोरी बारी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर चाकर स्वामिनी 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 राधे,
मेरी स्वामिनी राधे,
मेरी स्वामिनी राधे,
मेरी स्वामिनी राधे,
मेरी स्वामिनी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर चाकर स्वामिनी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर चाकर स्वामिनी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर याचक दाता मेरी 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 राधे,
राधे दाता मेरी राधे,
राधे दाता मेरी राधे,
राधे दाता मेरी राधे,
राधे दाता मेरी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर याचक दाता मेरी राधे,
मेरे ठाकुर याचक दाता
ठाकुर
राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे
मेरे ठाकुर ऋणिया साहूकार 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 राधे
मेरी साहूकार राधे
मेरी साहूकार राधे
मेरी साहूकार राधे
मेरी साहूकार राधे
मेरे ठाकुर ऋणिया साहूकार राधे
मेरे ठाकुर ऋणिया साहूकार राधे
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे
मेरे ठाकुर मूर्छित होए लखी 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 राधे
मेरी होए लखी राधे
मेरी होए लखी राधे
मेरी होए लखी राधे
मेरी होए लखी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर मूर्छित होए लखी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर मूर्छित होए लखी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी 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 राधे
मेरे ठाकुर प्राण सम प्राण प्यारी 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 राधे
मेरी प्राण प्यारी राधे
मेरी प्राण प्यारी राधे
मेरी प्राण प्यारी राधे
मेरी प्राण प्यारी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर प्राण सम प्राण प्यारी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर प्राण सम प्राण प्यारी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद
ठाकुर न्यायाधीश है कृपालु राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर न्यायाधीश है कृपालु राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर न्यायाधीश है कृपालु राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर न्यायाधीश है कृपालु राधे।
मेरी है कृपालु राधे।
मेरी है कृपालु राधे।
मेरी है कृपालु राधे।
मेरी है कृपालु राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर न्यायाधीश है कृपालु राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर न्यायाधीश है कृपालु राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर
राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
मेरे ठाकुर गोविंद ठाकुरानी राधे।
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
राधे 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 राधे।
राधे 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 राधे।
राधे 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 राधे।
राधे 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 राधे।
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
राधे गोविंद
राधे।
राधे गोविंद
राधे।
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
ओ राधे 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 राधे।
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 राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
मेरे गोविंद राधे।
मेरे गोविंद राधे।
मेरे गोविंद राधे।
मेरे गोविंद राधे।
राधे 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 राधे।
राधे 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 राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे
राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद राधे गोविंद 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 राधे
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे
राधे गोविंद 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 राधे।
बोलिए श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय।
Radhe Radhe, welcome to Sri Radha Madhav Dham. Now, Sushree Gopeshwari Devi ji is going to give a pravachan, and as a token of our respect for Didi ji, I request Krishna Bali, who is visiting us from Vancouver, to offer a garland to her. Krishna, ये प्लेट यहाँ रख दो. Let me give a brief intro of Didi ji. Didi ji was born in Fiji in a very illustrious family for social service and spiritual learning, and she then moved to New Zealand, and thereafter she went to India, and under the guidance of our Supreme Jagat Guru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, she learned all the spiritual philosophy of our scriptures. Didi ji holds a master's degree in English and a degree in law from the Indian University, and I request all of you to please listen to her discourse very attentively. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
बोले श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की, बोले लाडली लाल की. My most humble pranams to each one of you, dear devotees, present here this morning. With the greatest grace and blessings of the Lord alone, do we get this very rare opportunity to be a part of a devotional satsang, which is actually graced by the supreme Acharya of this time and age, Jagadguruttam Swami Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu himself. I am just a very humble servant at the divine lotus feet of my beloved Gurudev, and will deliver to you the discourses this morning totally in accordance to his divine teachings and the way the Vedas have explained to us the divine philosophy. But before we proceed any further with the program this morning, let us all fold our hands in the prayer mode. Take a good look at the divine form of God and Guru placed on the altar. Capture the form of the divine Lord in your hearts and minds. Feel the divine presence of the Lord. Let us all doing Roop Dhyan. Roop means form, Dhyan means to meditate, to concentrate, to focus onto the divine form of the Lord. Let us not leave our minds blank, because the mind will play havoc. Let us all have our eyes closed so that our havoc mind, the chanchal mind, the wavering mind, does not get more chanchal, more wavery in the thoughts. So capture the form of the Lord in your hearts and minds. Close your eyes. Try to keep the form of the Lord in your mind now, and thus, remembering the divine form of the Lord, feeling the divine grace of the Lord, let us all pay our most humble obeisance at the divine lotus feet of a supreme divine beloved Lord, and then we shall proceed further with the program this morning. Prathamam Sadgurum Vande Shri Krishnam Tadanantaram Guru Papatmanam Trata Shri Krishnas Tvamalatmanam Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Kripalur Gurave Namah. Anandamanandakaraprasannam Premaswarupam Brajabhavayuktam Yogindramidhyam Bhavarogavaidyam Gurum Kripalum Pranamami Nityam. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Puravam Yo Vai Vedanscha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvam Hadeva Matma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshur Vai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Ananda Kanda Satchidananda Shri Krishna Chandra Charnaravinda Makaranda Milinda Mahanubhav, the blessed souls, eternal and divine. Dear devotees, we will all chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord for a few minutes. Bhajo Giridhar Govinda Gopala. Chant, everyone chant.
Govinda Gopala.
Bhajo Giridhar 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 Govinda Gopala.
Bhajo Giridhar
Govinda Gopala. वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की बोले श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। Dear devotees, today I was given a subject to talk on by our fellow devotees And the subject is the importance of Guru in our lives. Is it absolutely important and necessary to have the Guru? And what is the significance and importance of the Guru in the life of a sadhak, of a devotee, aspiring to attain divine grace, divine love, divine wisdom? The Mundaka Upanishad, which is the Vedas, Upanishads are Vedas. Mundaka Upanishad, verse number 1 to 12, 1/2/12, states, Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirveda maya nastyah kritah kritena tad vijnanartham sa gurumeva bhigachet samitpani shrotriyam brahmanishtham. Who declares this in the Vedas? The Vedic saints. Vedavyas himself and the greatest of the sages and saints, Yogindra, Munindra, Tapasvis, were all seated for aeons doing tapasya, austere penance, austerities. They kept on meditating, they kept on devoting their entire life after life, in practice of devotion, in meditation to the Lord. But all these greatest of the yogis, munis, tapasvis, through their intense sadhana, meditation, devotional practice, could get nowhere near the result, the aim for which they were sitting for aeons practicing meditation. What was their aim? To be liberated from Maya, number one thing. And to be liberated from Maya for the very reason, number two, to attain the supreme divine happiness, love, peace, Paramananda, to attain divine bliss. So neither were they getting liberated from Maya, nor they were any near attainment of Paramananda, attainment of divine bliss. So they all sat together and they came to one conclusion, finding out what was missing in their devotional practice, in their intense sadhana, intense austerities. These are the greatest of the yogis and munis and tapasvis I'm talking about. The Vedic rishis. They came to one conclusion and they declared that the one thing, the most vital element that is missing, or personality or practice that is missing in their devotional practice, in their meditation, in their sadhana, in their tapasya, is a bona fide, God-realized Mahapurush, saint. In common language we call it saint, Mahapurush, a Sadguru. And this Vedic mantra, mantra number 1/2/12 says, a guru is a must. Thus this declaration comes that, oh, individual souls, never make this mistake. If you wish to tread on the path of spirituality, devotion, divine love, if you aim to go towards and move towards God and not material Maya, then, O souls, you must surrender. It is mandatory. You can't escape. You don't have a choice, O souls, says the Vedas. You must surrender at the divine lotus feet of a genuine, God-realized Mahapurush, Sadguru saint. This saint needs to be, in this particular mantra of Mundokopanishad itself, it says, Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. Tad Vijnanartham sa Gurumeva Vigachet Samitpanihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. You may surrender to every personality, divine personality even. You may be surrendered to God. But without the Guru, there is no onward, forward, Godward movement. Even God closes the door. How clear this explanation is, this Vedic declaration is, even I cannot say. I'm just trying to share with you the divine wisdom which I've got from my master, but only my master, my Guru, could very clearly even make us experience this truth with his divine grace, which he has. This is not the time for me to share this experience with you, but to share the truth, the philosophy. So I don't have any doubts on what I'm saying. I practically have experienced this truth that without the true God-realized Mahapurush, it was absolutely impossible even for me, a little thing, which is nothing in this world, to tread on this path. And the greatest of the yogis, munis, tapasvis are already declaring in the Vedas, and Vedavyas himself is declaring. Thus, the Guru needs to be theoretical plus practical. Shrotriyam means the one who is walking, talking, breathing, living, one with the supreme divine wisdom. That is why people used to call Jagat Guruttam Swami Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu encyclopedia of the Vedas. Others would say that he is a computerized Jagat Guru with a computer fitted in his mind, in his brain, whereby he gives evidence of the Vedic scriptures, quoting every number, every verse, and clearing the concepts related to Brahm, Jeev, Maya, Tattva, giving all this Tattva Gyan, Shabda Gyan, theoretical knowledge in its perfect manner, which cannot be doubted and which cannot be questioned. Any question, if our minds would ask, listening to the divine philosophy by Sri Maharaj Ji, would be answered instantly. In the same lecture of his. Perfect in theoretical wisdom, theoretical Vedic wisdom, spiritual wisdom, and practical man. What is Brahmanisht? Brahmanisht means practical. What is practical personality, divine personality? The one who has attained the supreme divine bliss, the supreme divine love, the supreme divine God himself. The personality of such a God-realized saint can only be comprehended by this ignorant mind of ours by having a long time association. And that too we can't comprehend fully, but partially by the grace of the Guru. Depending on our surrender, we are able to experience the practical Brahmanist aspect of the God-realized saint. Only through the grace of Guru himself. He looks at the surrender, and then his grace allows us to grasp, to catch hold, to recognize very, very faintly the sainthoodness, the divinity of the saint. Thus, Shrotriyam Brahmanishta Mahapurush, when we meet with such a saint, which I, with all my faith, shall declare to you that Jagat Guru Uttam Swami Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu is such a God-realized Shrotriyam Brahmanishta Mahapurush. You may say, everyone talks about their Guru like this. I am not everyone and talking about any Guru. Let me make it very clear. I have looked around the entire world for a genuine saint. I have heard almost every saint or saint, so-called saint, whom you can hear on the YouTubes now, but those days we didn't have any of such media, social media type of technology to listen to the saints. I have looked into each one physically. The only one Mahapurush that not only cleared all my doubts, but enabled me to also practice that kind of unconditional love for God, which I had internal craving for, is Jagat Guru Uttam Swami Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu. So not because somebody told me that he's a great master, not because I knew that he is Jagat Guru. I didn't even know that he is Jagat Guru Uttam, what Jagat Guru is. I was born in Fiji, as Raj ji just told you all. And I'm a fourth generation born in Fiji. I had no clue about these divine scriptures, these Vedas. I was just like a Westerner, a normal Westerner who has no idea about Hinduism. And yet, 10,000 miles away, with the divine grace alone, at the age of 17, in 1980, I met my master. So that's why I'm saying I'm talking with my practical experience, who such a personality is. I just heard one lecture of his, and that was it. That was it. I was craving and searching and looking for these answers. I wanted to meet Lord and knew not how. Without the Guru, I would have been nowhere. This is how important Guru is in our lives. So Shrotriyam plus Brahmanishtam, God-realized personality, that the individual soul, the surrendered devotee has to experience about the Brahmanist aspect. Theoretical aspect, you listen to him, you'll know it. But practical aspect, we need to do sadhana. Now, a Brahmanishta Mahapurush is not a show-off. He doesn't only give us the Vedic wisdoms, quoting from every Vedic scriptures just to show off that he is a great genius and has got all this scholarly wisdom. Anyway, 500 eminent scholars of Kashi Vidvat Parishad in the year 1957, on 14th of January, had already declared to the entire world honoring Jagat Guru Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu as Jagat Guru Uttam of this time and age. And asking every individual, every seeker, divine seeker, to close the eyes and surrender to such a master. However, Jagat Guru Uttam Swami Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, holding such an honorable, highest honor and title as Jagat Guru Uttam, which is equal to a Pope, lived a very simple life like ordinary common people. And gave us the philosophy, sitting on a seat which would be prepared for him by the devotees. If devotees prepared a grand singhasan, which appears like the one which is in front of us, he would sit on that. If devotees gave him just a cot to sit on, he would sit on that. And if there was a time he was going to deliver the discourses to us and there was nothing ready, he had just walked in, he'll just sit on the ground and deliver the talk. Never demanded that I need to be seated in a high position or low position. Very humble, extremely humble and simple. And his delivery, perfect. Would satisfy everyone. Be that person of Christian faith, Muslim faith, Hindu faith, whichever faith. He never disregarded any other religion, anyone else's faith. He talked philosophy, talked wisdom, talked truth, motivated and inspired every individual to move onward, forward, Godward. Thus, no show off, simply trying to enlighten us with the divine knowledge. Thus, a Shrotriyam Brahmanist Mahapurush, the one biggest quality in them is they are always working tirelessly, so hard, unto us ignorant material mic souls to enkindle the knowledge, to light the knowledge and dispel the ignorance from our minds. Enkindling the light of wisdom and dispelling all the darkness and ignorance of Maya is their only one aim. For the welfare of mankind, tirelessly putting such hard efforts on us, tolerating all our nonsense, they continue to grace the soul so that we can be enlightened with true knowledge, with proper knowledge as to who am I, who is mine, how do I attain my goal. Sambandh, abhidheya, prayojan. Sambandh, who is our true relation? Hamara sambandh kaun hai? Abhidheya. How do I attain that true relationship of mine, the true relation of mine? हम उस संबंधी को कैसे प्राप्त करें? और प्रयोजन, क्यों हम उस संबंध जो हमारे संबंधी है उससे संबंध जोड़े और उसको प्राप्त करें? Why? Should I unite with my true relationship? What will he give me? What is it in there for me? This is the question every person asks in the world before they enter into any work, any job, accept any job. Offer. क्या मिलेगा हमें उनसे संबंध जोड़ने में? तो संबंध अभिदेह प्रयोजन. संबंध कौन? कृष्ण. अभिदेह कौन? कृष्ण भक्ति. और प्रयोजन क्या? प्रेम. So who is our true relationship? Jagat Guruttam Swami Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu, my beloved Gurudev, through the Vedas and Vedic scriptures, has explained that Sambandh is Shri Krishna. Our one and only, exclusively, the one and only true relation is with Shri Krishna. Every other relationship that we have is all temporary, is all false. The relationship with Shri Krishna is eternal. It was, is, and shall always be, whether we accept it or we deny it. That relationship shall always remain. It is eternal and the only one true relationship. So Sambandh is with Krishna. Abhideha, how do I now unite with my relation, one and only true relation? How do I bond with this one relation? Shri Krishna. Through the practice of pure divine love devotion. What is this divine love devotion? Only the Guru explains. Divine love devotion, it is the affinity, the love, the overflowing love and affinity towards God. The attachment of the mind, the attachment of our heart with love in God is what devotion or bhakti is. Bhakti is not ritual and all that. Bhakti is your sincere bond, love, attachment with God. You are attached with Him. You become so crazy in His love that the whole world is void. सब संसार आपको बेकार लगता, सारा संसार आपको विपरीत दिखता, केवल एक ही चीज आपको अनुकूल दिखता, केवल एक ही जगह आपको सुकून, शांति, सुख प्राप्त होती, बस केवल एक मेरे, केवल एक. वो कौन है? तू ही तो है मेरा नंद नंदन, और मैं भी तो हूं तेरा नंद नंदन. You alone are mine. बस ये बात जो है ये आपको अनुभूति में आने लगे. You start to experience this truth that He alone is mine. The rest of the world is all fake. It's all temporary. It's all transient. It's all momentary. यहाँ सब हैं लेकिन कोई नहीं है. जब एक मोड़ पर हम खड़े होते हैं जहां पर कोई सहारा नहीं दिखता तो केवल आप हो. हम चाहे आपको चाहे आपको ना चाहे आपको भजे या कभी ना भजे, आप सदा हमारे साथ थे, है और रहोगे. ये दृढ़ विश्वास होने लगे अंदर आपका, ये अनुभूति, ये भक्ति. दिस इज भक्ति. Thus in devotion, your faith towards God and Guru, your realization and experience that He alone is mine, and that attachment of the mind and the heart with love towards the Supreme Divine grows very intense. You become so crazy in His love that everything else is just void, nothing. Nothing matters. This is devotion. If this does not come into our hearts, we are not practicing bhakti. Guru only will enlighten us with this wisdom as to how we can practice this devotion. Thus, with His grace, when He sees the soul surrendering, desirous to learn, desirous to attain the divine love, the divine bliss, then with His grace, He makes us slowly experience the devotional sweetness. The divine love, sweetness. To our ability, to our level, we will be graced. He can't force that grace upon anybody. It all depends on our surrender. So the God-realized saint is not only showing off his scholarly wisdom, he's trying to work hard and make us understand and make us realize the divine truth, the divine wisdom, the divine philosophy. He works hard to enkindle the light of wisdom in us and dispel the ignorance. Par upkar bachan man kaya sant sahaj swabhav khagraya bhurj taru sam sant kripala parahit sahanit vipati vishala. वो संत अपने ऊपर इतना दुख सहता है, इतना कष्ट सहता है, हमारे सारे जो अपमान है सबको लेता है, लेकिन कृपा करना नहीं छोड़ता. He takes all our insults, knowing very well, seated right in front of him, we are thinking negative. We are practicing negative. The saint says, listen to the lectures attentively. Don't look here and there. Don't move. We continue to look here and there. We continue to move. We continue to sleep due to our bad sanskars. The saint knows that even in the mind when we are seated there, we are thinking negative things. We harbor resentment against them. We have evil thinking. Yet, he says, he's only a child. She's only a child. This soul is only a child. This path is very new to him or her. It's okay. He still continues to put in the effort to make us understand and realize the divine knowledge, the divine truth. With the hope that one day, slowly, 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 we will become good sadhaks, good devotees. He's always hopeful. He's always optimistic and works hard with us, despite the fact that we go against him and his teachings. In the material world, if any one of us were to find out that somebody is planning something against us, somebody is thinking something bad, somebody is saying something bad, mentally or verbally, we may abuse and insult a person. Mentally, we may not know in the world, but verbally we will know, physically we will know. The moment we would find out that somebody is going against us, thinking against us, talking bad about us, bad-mouthing, what will we do? We'll chase that person out of our lives forever. Be that person your own spouse, your parents, your children, your friends, whoever they are. We won't tolerate it, hey? We won't tolerate any nonsense. That's what we say. But look at the greatest of the saints and Godhead personality. They are ocean, vast, infinite ocean. Tolerate everything, all the nonsense of the world. We have nothing better to give anyway. And continue to grace us by putting all their effort, watching us while delivering even the talk. That have these people understood? No, they haven't. Let me explain this way. Let me explain to them the divine philosophy this way. Continuously, tirelessly, working hard with us. God will never come to us and explain to us anything. When we even start to practice devotion and we will have questions and doubts, or our bad sanskars will come, God will never come. It is the Guru, the spiritual master, God in that form, who guides us, clears all our doubts, answers all our questions, dispels our doubts. and takes us, leads us onward, forward, Godward. God doesn't appear before us. The saint is there before us. He is the one who's working hard and doing all the work. And not only giving theoretical knowledge, second thing that the Guru does, which is of utmost importance, is he continuously fights with our bad sanskars. People sit in the lectures and they doze off to sleep. This is our pap karma. What is pap? Pap means sinful actions. The results of our past lives, sinful, negative actions, lead us to laziness. And even in the lectures when we start to fall asleep, this is a very bad, sinful sanskars. Surrendered devotees, the one who is trying, that aspirant who is surrendered to the Sadguru. With these souls, the Guru continuously fights with the sanskars. Silently he keeps on doing this. Never ever will a true, genuine saint utter from his lotus mouth that I have done anything for anybody. No. We won't even know. We will thank Sujata ji, thank you so much for being so kind and doing this for me. Thank you so much, Kathy. We will be thanking every Tom, Dick and Harry, but the Guru, because he keeps himself behind, totally hidden. Never ever will the divine saint utter from his lotus mouth that he has ever done anything for us. So, not only enkindles the light of wisdom, puts in all the effort to dispel our doubts, etc., and to enlighten us with through proper knowledge, but also continuously fighting with our bad sanskars, which may be the greatest of hindrance and obstruction of the path of our devotion, in the path of our devotional practice. So सदा वास्तविक महापुरुष जो है वो हमारे संस्कारों से भी लड़ता रहता है. एक तो तत्व ज्ञान देता है, हमको हर प्रकार से समझाने की चेष्टा करते हैं, और दूसरा हमारे संस्कारों से निरंतर लड़ते रहते हैं. जो खराब संस्कार आते, पापमय संस्कार आते हैं, तो हमको भक्ति में मन नहीं लगता. हम आते हैं, बैठते हैं मंदिर में, कौन बोल रहा है? अच्छा, कोई दीदी जी आई है बोल रहा है. क्या बोल रही है? पता नहीं क्या बोल रही है. सुनो तो, सुनने की चेष्टा करो तो सब पता हो जाएगा. हमें नहीं मन सुनने का. चलो, कहाँ चलो जी? घूमो, खाओ, पियो, बातें करो. लेकिन जो शरणागत है, जो गुरु के शरण में आने की चेष्टा कर रहा है, अभी पूर्ण शरणागति नहीं हुई उसको, लेकिन उसके मन में लालसा है, उसके साथ गुरु बहुत लड़ाई करता है संस्कारों के साथ. उसके साथ गुरु बहुत परिश्रम करते हैं और उसके हर एक संस्कार के साथ में महायुद्ध करते हैं, ताकि वो बुरे संस्कार जो है, जो उसको भगवान से, गुरु से पृथक रखता है, वो हटे. So the Guru continuously fights with our bad sanskars, which causes great hindrance on the path of our spiritual practice, which does not make us desirous and thirsty for the spiritual wisdom, and which starts to make us sleep, etc. And even when we are so desirous, we still have got a lot of obstacles and hindrances due to our bad sanskars, which we may not be aware of, but the Guru is aware of, and he tackles with them and gives us some concession. Guru gives some concession? Yes, he is the only power who gives some concession from our sins. हमारे पापों से थोड़ा हमको concession दिला देते हैं. अच्छा, तो हम कहाँ जाएं अगर हमको लगता है कि हमारे बहुत ही पाप कर्म है और हमें भगवान में भी मन नहीं लगता, हमारे पर कृपा नहीं हो रही. वास्तविक संत, a true God-realized saint, alone has this power to grace the individual in such a manner that the aspiring devotee, the desirous devotee, the surrendered devotee may get some concession from the sins. Those obstacles and hindrances may not bother to that degree that he may not or she may not be able to practice devotion at all. Tries all this. And all this, the saint does it. The genuine saint does it very secretly and quietly. Gopaniyam, gopaniyam, gopaniyam pratnataha. Thus, in the Vedic scriptures, we sometimes hear about that God is the supreme, God is the greatest. No doubt, everybody knows God is the greatest, God is the supreme. What a big deal in that. But then there are other times we start to read and hear from the scriptures that no, God is not the supreme, He is not the greatest. Then who? The Guru, the saint is the supreme. सातव सम मोहि माया जग देखा लेकिन मोते अधिक संत करि लेखा. Lord Ram himself is saying this in Navadha Bhakti through Mata Shabri to all of us, declaring that higher and greater and superior than me are my saints, those God realized personalities, Mahapurush. So God is not the supreme. God is saying no. मोरे मन प्रभु अस विश्वासा राम ते अधिक राम कर दासा. Kagbhushundi to Garuda. My heart and mind has got firm faith, full faith that Ramate adhika Ram kar dasa. Beyond Lord Ram is Lord Ram's humble servants, the saints, the Mahapurush. They are the greatest. Ram Sindhu Ghana Sajjana Dhira Chandan Taru Hari Santa Samira. When the Supreme Almighty Godhead Personality is the vast ocean, which cannot even quench the thirst of a very thirsty, dying person, whether dying or not dying. It cannot quench the thirst of anybody. The vast ocean is there, abundance of water, but it can't quench the thirst of even one because it's too salty, the water. Doesn't quench the thirst. Rama Sindhu, lekin ghana sajjana dhira. But the clouds, the rain-laden clouds, are the saints. The God-realized saints, the God-realized personalities are the rain-laden clouds. It is the rain-laden cloud. When it rains, then it quenches the thirst of every being. Plants, animals, birds, beasts, human, all get satisfied. The ocean is there, but that ocean is good for nothing until and unless that ocean water evaporates and forms in the rain-laden cloud and falls and showers in the form of rain. Likewise, God Himself is likened to that ocean, but the saint to the rain-laden cloud, which satisfies and quenches the thirst of every desirous soul. Every soul desiring to attain the divine bliss, the divine happiness, love in life, can only be satisfied. Their selfishness can only be satisfied by the Sadguru, by a true, genuine spiritual master, Mahapurush, not God. Not God. Thus, we hear that God is the greatest, then we hear that no, the saints. And then we hear the third thing as well, which is both are equal. Both are equal, yes, because on God realization, that individual soul who attains God realization, once we attain God, then all the 8 powers of God, aparita papma, vijaro, vimrityur, vishokho, vijigatso, pipasaha, satyakamaha, satyasankalpaha, all these qualities are given to that saint, the divine. Satchit Ananda Bhagavan, Brahma, now has graced this soul who is completely surrendered, who has become a Mahapurush, Sat Chit Anandamay as well. Eternal perfect existence, eternal divine existence, eternal perfect wisdom, and eternal perfect divine love, all attained. Perfect is this saint. Now the saint and God are no 2 separate personalities. We see a separate body. Only the body is seen separate. The personality is God. His doer becomes God. Jo kare so hari kare, hot Kabir Kabir. The world says Kabir Das ji did that. The world says Jagat Guru Kripaluji Mahaprabhu did that. But our beloved Gurudev always used to say, as Sant Kabir Das and Guru Nanak, etc., that now it is all him, his doing. When you sing the songs, the chantings of Mirabai, of Surdas, Kabir Das, Guru Nanak, Tukaram, Tulsidas ji, only one thing you'll hear. It's all him, his doing. They look separate, they appear separate, but they are not separate. So, these 3 things we hear, but there is a verse in the Bhagavatam Mahapuran, 11th canto, 17th chapter, 27th verse. Acharyam mam vijaniyan nav manyeta karhichit namartya buddhya suyet sarva devo mayo guru. Know the Acharya to be me. This is the 4th thing. Neither God is the greatest, nor saint is the greatest, neither God and saints are equal. What is the 4th thing? God and saint are perfectly, precisely one and the same personality. You see the form separate of the saint, but the saint is not a doer. He is no more in existence. He is already surrendered 100%, the mind, intellect, his entire personality, the body, all is God's. God moves in the form of that saint, doing everything, gracing the souls. 11th canto, 17th chapter, 27th verse of Bhagavatam Mahapuran. Take note of it. Go and look and read it again and try to understand. This is how important a God-realized personality is in the life of every seeker. It is me, says Sri Krishna. Yasya sakshat bhagavati jnanadeepa prade gurau martya saddhi shutam tasya sarvam kunjara shauchavat esha vai bhagavan sakshat pradhana purusheshvara yogeshvarair vimrigyangrir loko yamanyate naram. 7th canto, 15th chapter, 26th and 27th verse. साक्षात भगवान है वो महापुरुष, साक्षात वो मैं ही हूं, मैं उनमें हूं ऐसा नहीं, मैं ही हूं वो महापुरुष, वो संत, वो सद्गुरु। मुझको प्राप्त करके अब वो नहीं रहा, अब मैं ही हूं। उनका शरीर अलग दिखता बस। Very rare few souls are so blessed that they come here to be a part of Sri Maharaj's Satsang. There are so many thousands of people, millions of them. Why aren't they here? And yet, with some of us, we come only during the Arti time. We're not interested. But yet, there are very rare few who are dying for Satsang, for that association. This is the grace of the Guru. The Guru has no enemy and no friend, just as God does not have any enemy, any friend. 9 chapter 29 verse. Samoham sarva bhuteshu na me dveshyoste na priya. Ye bhajanti tumam bhaktya me te teshu chapyam. So for the surrendered ones, he makes sure that he fights with their sanskars and does concession with their paps, with their sins, etc. He works hard with them. With the fully surrendered one, he fully works with them, fully graces them in every manner, moving them, pushing them Godward. With partially surrendered one, he partially works with them. And with those who are not surrendered, he only takes note. As the supreme judge doing justice takes note of every karma, every single thought, every single idea, every single act which comes with that thought is taken note of and gives the results, the fruits of our actions. But with the surrendered, he not only takes note of our karmas and gives us the fruits of our actions, but he also works with us, trying to deal with all our problems, clear our doubts. And not only this, he also gives us concessions of our sins because we are putting in the effort to move towards God. Wow! Do you get this? एक महापुरुष एक शरणागत भक्त के साथ इतना मेहनत करता है, उसको समझाता है, बुझाता है, उसको बार बार परिश्रम के द्वारा कोशिश करता है कि उसको थोड़ा अनुभूति हो भगवत विषय का, भगवत ज्ञान का, भगवत प्रेम का. बहुत मेहनत करते महापुरुष, अथक परिश्रम. और इतना ही नहीं, वो शरणागत के साथ में लगातार रहते हुए, उसके हर एक संस्कार के साथ में लड़ते हुए, उसको पापों से भी थोड़ा थोड़ा जहां कहीं पॉसिबल हो, उस पाप कर्मों से, उस पाप संस्कारों से उसको थोड़ा थोड़ा छुटकारा देते हैं, कंसेशन देते हैं. और जो थोड़ा शरणागत है, बहुत शरणागत नहीं है, तो उसके साथ थोड़ा, जितना उसकी शरणागति है उतना उसके ऊपर कृपा करते हैं. थोड़ा थोड़ा कृपा करते, पूरा नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, पूरा करना चाहते, लेकिन वो जीव पूरा शरणागत नहीं हो रहा. और जो शरणागत नहीं है, उसका हर एक कर्म का हिसाब रखते हैं, बिना कुछ पेमेंट लिए. हर एक कर्म का हिसाब रखते हैं, जैसे भगवान वैसे गुरु. और उसके हर एक कर्म का फल देते हैं. वो भगवान उस गुरु के द्वारा, उस संत के द्वारा दिलवा देगा. कर्मों का फल देते हैं. तो भगवान और संत एक साथ काम करते हैं. एक पर्सनैलिटी है. तो सोचिए शरणागत के लिए कितना कुछ होता है. तो गुरु शरणागति में कभी भी आप लोग पीछे मत हटिए. लाभ ही लाभ है इसमें. There is only gain and gain and gain, benefit and benefit in surrendering ourselves to the Guru. But there is one very, very big danger in here. It is extremely dangerous as well. If we do any namaprad is even if we think against the great God-realized personality, even in our carelessness, we forget and we think bad, negative, or against the greatest of the sages, saints, Sadguru, then it will be known as namaprad. Namaprad is a spiritual transgression, and we cannot ask for forgiveness. There is no way of asking for forgiveness from spiritual transgression. And we will have to suffer great pain, torture. Ro narak mein vaas kehte hain milta. There is so much of explanation on this as well. Thus, through all this scriptural declaration, finally and ultimately, you may have understood why the Lord is saying, Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasya te katita yartha prakash ante mahatmana. Why Vedavyas ji is declaring this? Practice your devotion to God equally, precisely the same to the Guru as well. As you practice your devotion to God, one shall practice the devotion to Guru. कोई लेश मात्र भी difference नहीं. Not even to the slightest degree we should feel any difference, not even to 0.001% between God and the saints. So this is how important a Sadguru is in our lives. He alone will not only dispel our darkness and enlighten us with wisdom, but He alone can fight with our sanskars and then lead us onto the path of our love and devotion. And ultimately it is the Guru, when our hearts become completely purified, He is the one who will make this heart and mind of ours divine through God's power. God, via the Guru, via that saint, will make the mind and the heart, the antahkaran, divine. And God again, via that same Mahapurush, is going to shower and pour and give the divine bliss, the divine love. And then only we will become divine. And then only God will come. And then when God will come, then we will say, why have you come now? My Guruji has done everything. God will say, I know Guruji has done everything. I even am a follower of your Guruji. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anubrajamyam nityam puyetiu rangrabhi. 11th canto, 14th chapter, 16th verse. I follow your Guruji, seeking for the foot dust, to get even one speck of that foot dust so that I can partake of it. Yeah, says God. Such is the saint. Bole Shrimad Sadguru Sarkar ki. Bole Shrimad Yugal Sarkar ki. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. भाई तुम लोग राधे राधे भी नहीं बोल सकते. जय जय श्री राधे. क्यों, इतने भूख लगी है क्या? इतने पेट में चूहे कूद रहे हैं कि राधे भी नहीं बोल सकते आप लोग. कम ऑन. जय जय श्री राधे. फिर भी नहीं आवाज आया. जय जय श्री राधे. फिर भी नहीं आया. जय जय श्री राधे. राधे राधे. तो जीवन में महत्व समझ करके भक्ति साधना में आगे बढ़ते रहिए. सत्संग में आते रहिए. खाली खाना पीना सोना उठना बैठना ही नहीं हमारे जीवन का लक्ष्य है. I will show you a very brief DVD. Did you put? Okay. It's okay. We'll do it on the Diwali time.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Didi ji.
Radhe Radhe.
Radhe Radhe everyone, and welcome to Shri Raseshwari Radharani Temple. Please join me as we thank Didi Ji and Maharaj Ji one more time for Didi Ji's presence. So today's topic, the importance of Guru in our life. That's the most important. Bolo